is good, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to talk about how to make guitar melodies with VST plugins. So basically how to make guitar melodies on a piano roll on FL Studio. As you probably know, I play the guitar, so I don't really use VSTs anymore. But you know, when I first started producing and I didn't know how to play guitar, I used to use VSTs. So I feel like I know what I'm talking about.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, we are in FL Studio. I'm loading a Ample Guitar plugin. This was actually one of my favorite when I used to make guitar melodies with VSTs. It's called Ample Guitar L2. Now, before we get into the melody creation process, I want to say just a couple of things. The first thing is that you cannot treat guitar melodies the way you treat piano melodies, because the two instruments are different. To put it in simpler terms, when I make a C major chord on a keyboard, you know, I'm hitting 3 keys. Let me go grab the guitar and let me show you something. When I play a C major chord on the guitar, now as you can see, in order to play a C major chord, I didn't just play 3 notes, I had to play 5 notes. So the point here is that they are 2 different instruments and you have to treat them differently when you make melodies on a piano roll. The second thing is that, you know, if you want to make guitar melodies, realism is absolutely crucial. You know, otherwise it's gonna be obvious that it's not an actual guitar, but it's VST. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how you can make guitar melodies on a piano roll. There is an actual technique that you can use in order to make them sound more realistic. Alright, we are on a piano roll. First of all, we need to decide what scale we're going to use. I'm gonna use a G minor. Just copy paste with the sampler. Alright. Now what you need to do in order to make realistic guitar melodies is you need to understand the structure of the guitar. Now we're going to draw the following notes. First we're going to draw an E. Then we're going to draw an A. Then we're going to draw a D. Then a G. Then a B. And then again an E. Now you're probably asking yourself, why the hell did I draw these notes? Well, the reason is that these notes are the 6 chords of the guitar. Let me go grab the guitar again. First chord starting from the bottom, you have an E, then you have a B, then you have a G, a D, an A, and then again another E. So there is actually a phrase that you can memorize in order to remember the order of these particular notes. And that's like a catchy phrase that you can use in order to remember the order. Alright, now you have to do another thing. Let's say that I want to make a G minor chord on the piano roll. Well, I know that the G minor chord on a piano is played with a G note, an A sharp, and a D. This is what gives me a G minor chord on a piano. So starting from the bottom, so starting from this E, you want to go up until you find a note that is part of this triad right here. So E is not part of this triad right here, so we go up. F is not part of this triad right here, so we go up. F sharp, not part of the triad, we go up. G is part of the triad, so this is going to stay on G. A is not part of the triad. A sharp is part of the triad. This is going to be an A sharp. D is part of the triad. G is part of the triad. B, not part of the triad, so we go up. C is not part of the triad. C sharp is not part of the triad. D is part of the triad, so this is going to be a D. E, not part of the triad. F, not part of the triad. F sharp, not part of the triad. G, part of the triad, so this is going to be a G. Alright, now these are the notes that you can use in order to make a G chord on a guitar. Let's copy paste these notes with Ample Guitar. Let's add a little bit of strum, which is absolutely fundamental if you want to add a little bit of realism to your melody with Alt S. All right. And then we're going to click Alt R to randomize the velocity of the notes. Again, in order to add some realism. And this is a G minor chord played on a guitar. Now, let's compare this to a simple G chord. You know, like, you understand the difference that it makes in terms of realism. You don't necessarily have to use all the notes, you know. When you play guitar, especially when you're picking, you usually play a couple of notes, 3 notes at a time, not all of them together. So we could do something like... Now we want to add another chord, and we need to follow the same method. A sharp chord. So we know that in a minor key, the 3rd note is a major. So A sharp major, boom. This is the A sharp major, A sharp, D, F. So the same method as we used before. E, not part of the triad. We want to go up until we find the note that is part of the triad. F is part of the triad. A is not part of the triad. A sharp is part of the triad. D is part of the triad. G, not part of the triad. A sharp is part of the triad. B, not part of the triad. D is part of the triad. E, not part of the triad. F is part of the triad. So these are the notes that you're going to use. I'm going to eliminate this F. I'm going to keep A sharp and maybe this D. So I'm going to keep these notes. Alright, let's add another chord. I think I'm going to add F chord. In a minor scale, the 6th note is a major as well. So F, A, C, boom. This is an F major chord. Alright, same method. I'm just gonna skip it this time. Alright, last chord that I want to add is a D. It sounds good, you know, with the bass notes, so I want to go with a D. D is the 5th note in the G minor scale. So the 5th note in the minor scale is a minor chord. So D minor is D, F, A. So same method. Do I skip it or not? I don't know. Alright, let's do it for the last time. So E, not part of the triad, we go up. Remember, we go up. We always go up. You don't want to go down looking for a note that is part of the triad. You want to go up.
Stocks only go up.
A, part of the triad. D, part of the triad. G, not part of the triad. We want to go up. A, part of the triad. B, not part of the triad. We go up. D, part of the triad. E, not part of the triad. You say it this time.
Stocks only go up.
Right. F, part of the triad. Alright, these are the notes that we can use. Alright. This is our last chord. Let's see how it sounds. Alright. Now we're going to add a counter melody, but in order to do that, we're going to load another instance of the same VST. Alright, this is the counter melody that I made. Now I'm probably going to add a couple of notes on like the main section of the melody. So let's go back to the first instance of ample guitar. Turn the lights on, it's getting dark out. Alright, so I added some vocals. Now I'm going to export everything and see what I can come up with.
3 hours later.
Alright, so this is the final result. Now another tip when you're making loops is to always add some drums, like a hi-hat pattern and a clap, so that you can sort of hear how it sounds with drums. A lot of the times I feel like loop makers focus too much on like the melody aspect, that they forget that, you know, the purpose of the loop is, you know, to be used in a beat. And if you have a melody that is too complex, that does not leave enough room for the drums, you didn't make a good loop, even if the melody sounds incredible in and of itself. So sometimes I make this mistake as well. That's why, you know, I'm reminding myself as well that, you know, I need to keep it simple. Now, I have the temptation of adding another counter melody, maybe with the real electric guitar. Maybe I'm gonna do it later. I'm reminding myself as well that, you know, I need to keep it simple.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Point of the video is, if you want to make guitar melodies with VSTs, you need to use this technique. This is gonna make your guitar melodies sound more realistic. I will probably add this loop in one of my kits, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys liked the video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next Sunday with another free loop kit, and I am out.